Okay, here we go. Hello,
Hi, how are you?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. My name is Mimi. Julene sent me this invitation to join.
Oh, yes. Julie, uh,
Ju-
if you,
I'm
Julie,
sorry, it's cutting out on me. I'm not catching every word. What did you
okay,
say?
Julie,
Yes,
and tell me what's your connection with her?
she's my cousin. My father and her grandmother were brother and sisters.
That's great. On
Yeah,
what are the surnames, Mimi?
that's Beth.
You can start. I might get off the phone. All right. Love you.
That's Julene's voice sounds like Hudspeth.
It's what?
Hudspeth.
Okay.
Are
Well,
you familiar with that name?
I once we talk about it, I will be. But thank you for coming into the meeting. It's good to have a fresh face.
I was just here to listen.
Yeah, you think that's the case. Hello, cousin.
Hi. I'm just here to listen.
Oh man, I tell you.
He knows the deal.
Well, the key is that you're here. That's what makes the difference.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Hey,
Mimi,
Julie,
how have you been doing with your
are y'all
research?
okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll call you back. I'm in a meeting. Bye. I'm sorry. What did you say?
How have you been? How has your research been?
I haven't done as much research as another cousin of mine. Now, her name is Ellison. She's been doing a whole lot of research, but when I saw your name, Moss, that I was very close to a lady by the name of Audie Moss. I don't know if you've ever seen that name before. Audie and Pauline Moss.
That's interesting. I'm familiar with the Ellisons.
Okay, yeah, those are my dad's cousins. Now we start from Kyle. My dad was born in Kyle, and then we have connections in Lockhart and Luling, Caldwell County.
Okay, so that's the connection. You're related to me on my mother's side.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
could you could you please adjust your camera as if you're looking in a mirror, please, so we can see more of your face? There you go.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we do. This is part of our meet and greet, and we make we want to make sure we see who we're talking to. Isn't that right, Eflin?
Yes. He's always on me. I
Hi,
always got
Evelyn.
my I always how you doing? I always try to be incognito.
Well, I was curious. She sent it to me some time ago, and I was in having a lot of other things going on. And so she called me yesterday and said, please join. So I don't know why she's not on here.
Well, this we're just starting. Yeah, there'll be some time.
Okay.
Just give her some time.
Hello,
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Teresa.
how are you?
Fine, fine. Thanks for attending.
You're welcome.
We were just talking with Mimi for the first time. She
Okay, how you doing, Mimi?
she
I'm
joined.
good. How are you, Teresa?
I'm great.
Well, good.
And where are you located?
I'm in Converse, but that's just outside of San Antonio.
Okay, I'm in New Jersey.
Okay.
Who's Mega
Mimi,
Mom?
go ahead.
And I was asking who's Mega Mom.
Oh, that's Eflin. That's Eflin.
It's me. Super.
She's
Deep bloodline.
now you see her, now you don't, but that's Eflin.
So where is Evelyn?
Missouri.
In Missouri, okay.
Isn't
So
that
we're
Jefferson?
almost-
Jefferson?
No, Lexington.
Lexington, that's right.
Mhm.
Well, Mimi, and you're in Texas.
I am San Antonio.
Is is that where you were raised in that area?
I was.
Hmm.
I was most definitely.
Well,
I've traveled outside of here, but I've never lived anyplace else except for here.
well, was that Jewel, Jewel?
Jewelene is her name, Jewelline
Oh, and she just moved from California.
to San Antonio. Yes, we're about 10, 12 minutes away from each other.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I've known her for at least two, 3 years through Ancestry.
Okay.
She matched me.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we do. We we join Ancestry, and then we get all these matches, and then we build relationships
That's wonderful.
and find out how we're related and about our family history.
It's sad that because of the way we've been treated, we don't have significant history. And we're having to do the research ourselves, even though people are saying, oh no, we've done y'all a favor. Okay.
Yeah. Who else is joining, Jerry?
Oh, we just have to see, you know, we have to see how it goes
Mhm.
because there's lots of work to do. I just wanted to prioritize, and these meetings are coming up, like once a week, Eddie's, and then mine, and then there's families, there's different if the weather's nice, you get pulled out to that. But I still think that consistency is important, and that we, do as much as we can to learn about our family so that we can pass it on to our descendants.
You heard any more from that reparation?
Yes, yes, it's heating up a bit.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, uh, you were on the meeting last week, weren't you?
No, I didn't come in like.
Oh, that's Eflin. But Vinny, you were on the meeting. Teresa, you weren't you? When
Yeah.
Rashid was on the meeting.
Yes.
Oh man, he'll probably be on today. Come today.
I wonder if he got his test
Um,
kit. They were on sale, Prime,
yeah,
Amazon Prime.
yeah. He's working on that. And while we're on that topic, Eflin,
Mhm.
when your schedule permits, please text me your address.
Okay.
And before I send one, you and I, a kid, you and I have to talk so we can determine how we want to, how they want we want to conduct that process. Do we want to do all the setting it up on Ancestry and then send you or your daughter the kit, and
Mhm.
then she just takes the test and then mails it off,
Mhm.
um, and then that way we'll have it. We'll be able to use our subscription to do a lot more research until she
Right.
gets up to speed. Isn't that correct, Teresa?
What's that? If you mailed it to the daughter?
Yeah, mail the actual, set everything up with, open an account in Ancestry,
Yep.
activate,
Activate the kit. Yep.
and then send the kit to her. I mean,
Well, you have to have, wouldn't you would have to have, you opened the kit already?
no, but I will.
Oh, yeah, because you're gonna need the activation code.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eflin, one of the things that I'll need from you is is uh, uh is is your daughter's email address.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the process: email address, date of birth, just some basic things that they require for their
So
profile.
are they gonna set it up or you're gonna set it up?
What do you recommend, Eflin?
I don't know. She probably won't deal with it, so maybe you could deal with it for her.
Okay, yeah, I
What
will.
manage that?
She's on dialysis 3 days a week.
Okay, so I will. I'll set
Mhm.
it up. You just give me the basic information.
All right.
All right. So that is so those things that I asked for, please.
She'll
We'll
probably hit
talk.
y'all too because she out of Arkansas. Mhm.
Pardon me.
She'll probably hit all of y'all. She's from Arkansas.
Oh, you should tell me she'll probably match us.
Yeah, her family out of Arkansas. Mhm.
Well, she's your daughter, so she
Yeah, but
definitely.
but her dad was from Arkansas.
Well, I try to deal. You know, a bird in the hand is better than one in the bush.
Right.
I know she'll match me through you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I'll match her, and I'll definitely match you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yes, things are heating up with the reparations, and so we just have to be patient and be prepared and not get distracted with all these world events.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You know, they're going right by us. You know, it switches like the TV channels, but we still have to take care of our business, or else we'll be the meal as opposed to sitting at the table.
Mhm.
It's a challenge, and that's one thing I wanted to do just briefly. I believe there's some therapeutic components to it. Any one of you, just give me your opinion on this challenge that's happening over in Israel. Just give me your opinion.
Well, I said the same thing that I read that you had said. It was spoken, you know. We're not supposed to worry about it, but pray about it. That's my opinion. You know, it's all in God's hand.
Go ahead, Mimi.
No, I was just thinking the same thing. It's been going on for years and years and years and years.
Right.
And
Everywhere.
I mean, we're at the point where they're trying to kill them simply because they're Jewish, really? So if they come for them, when are they coming for us? And that's
I
the
think
way I see it.
I think they wanted the promised land. They
Well,
wanted
I think that too, but I think there is so much hatred in these people, not just
right,
here, but here in our country as well, that
right.
they don't care. It's just, and that's only been happening for the last few years. And I mean, although it has always been there, but it's always been
Mhm.
held back.
Mhm.
They used to wear their sheets right straight out, but now they are in three-piece suits sitting behind
Right,
all of
right.
these desks. So I just think we have to be vigilant in watching our backs at all times
Yeah,
because we never know when an attack will come on us.
that's true.
and teaching our kids.
We are not teaching our kids. It's one or the other. It's either teaching them or not teaching them. Here in Texas, our governor is now trying to take money out of the public school system and give vouchers out to those people who want to send their kids to private school. So that's going to take money away from our school systems, our public school systems, and give it to these white folks to send their kids to private schools. So what happens to our kids?
Put us back in slavery. That's what they trying to do.
Pretty much book banning and everything else they're
That's
doing.
exactly right. So, hold on. I didn't think we would live through these times, but we certainly are here.
Well, what has the value of having ancestry.com available to help us reconstruct our families?
I think it's wonderful. I'm glad Ancestry.com exists as well as 23andMe.
23andMe just got hacked. I don't know about that.
They got
Oh,
hacked.
wow.
Yes,
They got
they did.
hacked.
Oh, wow, I didn't
What
know
are
that.
they looking for when they hack a site like that?
I have no idea.
Just got hacked.
Because I'm on
The other
20.
site is Family Search. That's the other one, which is just like Ancestry, but it's free. Ancestry promotes that you can search for free, but that's only 14 days of freedom, and then
Right.
you with the charges.
And
All
what is
over
it on
the place.
Family Search?
FamilySearch.org.
Mhm.
FamilySearch.org,
Mhm.
they partner with Ancestry.
Yeah, but they're free. That's the Latter-day Saints.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying they're they have the same database.
Somewhat.
They
There's
still
it's free. It's free.
yeah. But I'm saying it is free, but there's only so much that you can do with it, but it's still the same
You
database.
can find a lot in Family Search that you don't find in Ancestry. I mean, for me, on my mother's side, they come from the Bahamas, and we actually found like the original marriage certificate of my second great grandparents.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't find that in Ancestry. That's on Family Search.
Family Search is the master program. It's the original one. And
That's
then
what
Ancestry
Family
came along.
did.
So we're basically discussing the same programs. Just one is attached to Ancestry, and Family Search stands alone. They use the same information. And if I open up my Ancestry, over on the right hand side is Family Search. They're attached. But my my other purpose, like for discussion, is we get a lot of information and we're seeing a lot of information. Like you said, Mimi, we didn't know to see the world in this state, for example, what's happening. And one thing that's not done enough of is just discussing it, talking about it. It gives us some form of uh, first information, and it's somewhat therapeutic. The folks on TV, they're all talking about it, and it does impact us in some capacity. And we need to know what is going on around us. I think you mentioned that we have to be alert to what's happening in the world. And some of you said, I think you had mentioned that it could happen here.
Very easily.
On
Y'all let that little man get back in office, it will happen here.
what?
Biden, you know about Biden?
I'm talking
Talking
about
about Trump.
Who? Oh, Trump. I heard you say little man. I thought you talking about.
Oh no, not
Yeah.
Biden. I can ride with him.
You always said crazy man. Crazy
Yeah,
man.
okay. Yeah, I'm riding with Biden for as long as I can.
Right.
But that little crazy man, okay.
That crazy man.
Well, on that, one thing that interests me a bit, when last week at the beginning of the week when President Biden was commenting on it, he was being really empathetic towards the Israelis. Um, he mentioned how when his children were young, in their teens, he took them over the the, the concentration camps.
Mm,
He he wanted them to know what what has happened in the past, and this is how people were treated then. So it was part of training and for them to be somewhat empathetic or let them know what could happen. And that was just like in the 40s,
right.
that war, which was not that long
Yeah.
ago.
Right.
And on that same line, I believe it's important for us to let our children know what our history was, what our ancestors endured.
Right.
And it's it's brutal history, but it's the truth. And we survived through it all. But if,
Survived and excelled.
yes, and if they don't know their history, as you all have been saying, it can be repeated.
Mhm.
So the challenge is to pull them. How do we pull them away from these electronic devices long enough to have a serious conversation with them?
Right. My thing is, there's not enough emphasis. I just wrote that in our Lexington Museum. There's not enough emphasis on the contribution that our Black our African family, whoever you want to say, our ancestry, their contribution to wherever, like Lexington. I know they did something to help build Lexington. You know what I'm saying? So there's not enough emphasis. You see all this about, oh, this here was such and such tavern, a white guy. What about our Black people? You know, talk about them too. It is what it is. So
We have quite a few inventions. That's one thing that I do admire about the Jewish people is that they have all of these Holocaust survivor libraries in specific neighborhoods because and that's the same thing about us. If we don't tell our story, nobody's going to
nobody
hear our
gonna tell it.
story. And I
Right.
think that is why we have to become more proactive in telling what is actually going on with us
Right.
on a
Right.
national level. I don't mean just, a local level.
Right.
And if we live in places like Florida, you'll never get your history.
They're actually teaching it in a church. They are.
Oh, that's good,
But
Yeah, one
eventually
of the
they'll
churches.
quiet the
but
churches.
not in the schools.
No, not in the school.
And that's unfortunate
Yeah.
Yeah.
because everybody does. as much as we would want them to, everybody's not going to church.
So that's true. But you can still
But
self-educate
that's
them.
a good place to be. It's a good
Yeah.
place to get it. But I just think we have to get rid of people who are trying to destroy our history or negate our history.
Mhm.
I agree. Teach it at home. I mean, I'm learning it myself. I wasn't taught when I went to school, so I'm self-teaching myself. And I have a 10-year-old grandson, and he wants to learn it. Though he gets upset, but he knows. So,
That's good.
Well, for me, on that same line, Teresa, I didn't have Black history courses when I was coming up either. And since I've been doing my DNA research, reconstructing my family, which is a daily basis, I've learned a lot about Black
Yeah.
history, to the point where I feel confident that I know the timeline more than timeline of our migration patterns as a whole, as a people, and definitely my ancestors, my DNA ancestors. I've been able to uh, conduct research where I can verify, their existence, their family, and to the point where now I am communicating with their descendants are my cousins. They're my cousins that are my age, and so I have the branches connected, and so there's some people that don't have the trunk of the tree. I definitely have that, and I have the four branches, the four grandparents,
Mhm.
four grandparents. I have DNA relatives, and I have the history from the four grandparents. That and through this DNA process, I've been able to, meet some of them. I've been able to actually meet the cousins that are descendants of mine, of my ancestors that I know now. And it's an interesting story, and it to the point that Mimi, like talking to you, I see your resemblance to my, Julene, and when we start talking about the Ellisons, Lockhart, our the land that we have, the
Good. Ellis or Ellison?
Ellisons,
Okay.
the the natural uh, minerals that we have, the mineral rights, uh, more specifically oil on our property, and how the whole process of how um, the family was in Lockhart. There's land that we have and still have that have wells that are producing, and still, and the royalties are still being distributed.
Really?
Yes, really.
Where is Lockhart, Jerry?
It is south of Austin.
Oh, you're talking about Lockhart, Texas. That's Caldwell County.
Yes,
Caldwell,
Oh, I had no idea you had people there.
that's where my mother's my great grandmother is from there, the Ellisons.
Get out of town, Jerry. I
There,
am so sorry. I did not know that. I need you to check your matches for some people in my family that are in Caldwell County. from Lockhart and Luling.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's them. That's them. Yeah, that's my
Mhm.
family. Hey, I tell you what, uh, can we do this? Who has it? Say Mimi, this is how our meetings are. We'll talk, and maybe on a meeting we'll find a oh really
Yeah.
uh,
Mm.
moment. And Iris, those families are close together. They know if they're not family members, they know the other family members.
well, not only that, I have access to DNA from people that are there, and I'm actively working to connect them, even the people that are not genetically related to me, because it's such an important area as far as the colonization of Texas is concerned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the first places that people settled.
Iris, what are some
Um,
of those names?
Hardeman, and it's HARDMMIN or MAN, depending on, who's
Okay,
spelling it.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
y'all will please have to excuse any background noise you hear because I'm in the store trying to do two things at one time. So there are the Hardemans, there are the Pruitts, um, Dibrels,
Dibble, okay.
Wilsons, Dibrel.
Mhm.
Um, there are the Boyds. Trying to think of some more names. Crenshaws.
So
Let me think of
Iris,
some more. Yes.
Iris,
Uh-huh.
when
Yes.
you're when you do get stabilized at some point,
Hmm.
let's exchange JED match numbers,
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
hit numbers, and then that will help us, identify if there's cousins that are, in our branch.
Yes, because even though you have Ellis's, that doesn't mean that those Ellis's were
It's
not
several
at some
sets.
point,
Yeah. It's several sets of Ellisons from what I've understood from
right.
Gloria.
And
But the next time can I give Gloria this number, this
Of
link?
course, yes.
Okay,
mhm,
because she does extensive research. She can tell me your grandmother was related to your grandmother had 5 kids, your grandma, and this one, she can tell it all. So I would
that's
love to
great.
hook up with you.
Who's
I'm
that?
sorry.
Who's that,
I'm
Mimi?
Her
gonna
name
put
is
myself on
Gloria
mute.
Ellison. Her father was Purvis Ellison, and he was someone who was very instrumental in the cemetery down there in Lockhart and Luling.
Dickerson.
Purvis Ellison.
Yeah, but the cemetery is named Dickerson Cemetery.
I'll have to ask Gloria the name of it, but
It's
yeah.
one of them. Yes. There's a couple of them, but one of them is Dickerson.
I wish I could get her on the telephone now. See if I can.
As I visited, I went to visit Dickerson Cemetery, and I've been to Lockhart, to Tuning Creek, and Iris. Right before you came on, I was telling them about my family's history. The Ellisons, we had and still have the property in the family. We have oil, and we have pecans on the land, and and
And
I
lumber.
yes, but what my mother would call it is black gold, the oil. So back then, when my great grandmother Sarah Ellison, uh, uh, right after she left, the royalties. That's when the royalties were higher with her siblings. They were higher. They had uh, bigger royalties that were distributed to them. And then after they passed these royalty rights down to their kids. So her my great grandmother Sarah Ellison's her royalties were passed down to my grandmother Minnie Gilden, and then hers were passed down to her kids, which is my mother Lois Moss, That's Lois Gilden Moss. And then her royalties, when she passed away, were passed down to my brothers and sister and me. So I have them now. And when they were originally got the royalties, there was more money. So now it's just a significance that our family did have, does have royalties, and it's not the amount. It's just the fact that they hung in there and they used it. When I went to visit my cousins in Texas, you could see they used their money for education. Their kids were educated. A lot of the black colleges, they had money. They had money. So they they used it. And one of the main things that our black families used our money for was to educate our ancestors educate their kids. There were a number of black colleges that they went to. So education is the key. So I just want to share that story with you. So it's not the amount, but it's the value, it's what it meant, what it means to be a part of the family. Oh, oh, there's my cousin down there.
Mm.
In the left, in my left. How's it going over there?
Trice, Trace, right?
Pardon me?
Last name Trice or Tracy, right?
Yeah, that's Larry Trice. He's in Las Vegas. He's Eflin, he's related on the Burnell side.
Oh, okay. So how many people is related on that Burnell side?
Oh, you see these figures that they have. There's a prodigious amount of people on all of our sides.
Well, I'm talking about that comes in our group.
Oh, it depends. Frances Haywood,
Mm-hmm.
she is.
How long she ain't been in for a while, has she?
No, she hasn't. But like she's one of the founding members of the group.
You're right. Yeah. Is she the only one?
No, Wandale.
Yeah.
Where's Wandale been?
Oh, he's had a few health challenges,
Okay.
but he's doing better. And I
That's
saw
good.
him. He came to Omaha when we went to Omaha for our uh, uh, Native Omaha days, and we had a, reunion too on my mother and father's side. We had a reunion, physically one, and our children are the ones who organized it. So it was pretty nice to see them. It wasn't for the whole family; it was for a certain branch. Some things you can manage, but if you don't bite off more than you can chew, especially with our family. But it was nice. And there's people on this format like Mimi. We have individuals who come in and join, and they find out that they're living in the same city,
Mm-hmm.
same town, and they didn't know it. Here
That's
comes
actually how Gloria Ellison, my dad and her dad ended up at the same funeral in Kyle. And we had belonged to the same church for years. And my dad said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "That's my uncle." "What are you doing here?" He said, "That's my uncle." So there you go. You tied those lines in together. So now that they've all gone, here we are trying to link everything together for ourselves.
Hmm.
We didn't ask the right questions when we were younger.
Nobody did, because back then they didn't talk. You wasn't gonna get any answers anyway.
Well, that's true.
And
But Gloria
back
just
then,
called and said that her dad used to work with all of the cemeteries. Is there a Fleming Cemetery in Lockhart? She said Flemings, and there's the Dickersons. She
Yeah,
said they used to get together and organize and keep those cemeteries clean and presentable.
yeah, they are. They are. Those are the cemeteries that are in that location. Definitely the Dickerson one. That's where the Ellisons are.
I
We went to
agree.
we went to two of them. But one of them was the Ellisons, and that's where my second great grandparents are.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
and
Good evening.
to go there, to go there and on their monuments, they have pictures. They have nice pictures that are engraved, and inserted into the headstones.
So Mimi, you took your DNA test?
I have taken a DNA test years ago. I haven't done one lately. I did one years ago, and where it just told me, basically it went back and told me the tribes from Africa that I was involved, the Timni and the, I don't even remember. I don't even know where it is right now. But I haven't done anything lately except for except for Ancestry.com. When I did it then, it gave me specific names. My nephew's name came up, Julene's, Harvey, Estrada, all of the Estradas. But there are a lot of names that come up, and because I didn't know them, I just kept going. And I've never done anything extensively like you all are doing now. So I need to go back and look at my Ancestry.com to see if any of your names are on it.
Did you start a tree or no?
You know what? I don't do it as much as Gloria does, because like Gloria was saying a while ago, she said, people have trees and they have us all messed up, that we don't have the right information on there. So I think that's what's important about the DNA. When you have the actual DNA, people can't just put somebody's name in a spot. So that's
Right.
what she was saying when she called back just then. But yes, it is on there on Ancestry.com. So, and it's in Mimi Hudspeth. So see if it ever shows up on any of yours.
What's the name, Mimi?
It's going to come up as, how do I have it? It may come up as my real name, Armenia, Armenia. And the last name is Hudspeth, Hudspeth. But it might come up as Mimi. I'm going to be honest, I don't go on there very often. I'm calling Gloria and saying, did you find this? I don't do it. She does. So I'm going to do better now.
Jerry, can I say something? Without being lost, I have a few matches from that Texas place y'all was talking about, so I'm not lost. I was for a minute.
You have some what?
I have about 5 matches from that Texas place y'all talking about.
Lockhart?
Yeah, I have 5 or 6 of them. So I don't feel lost now. That's all, Lord, I'm lost now.
It's about 86 degrees outside.
Let's follow up on this. Mimi and Teresa. Hi, Tracy.
Oh, you finally, I said good evening. Nobody said
I didn't
anything.
hear you say good evening, and I said
Hi.
hello to you, and you didn't say that. Don't come on here, start.
I did.
Mhm.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm going to share my tree, and Mimi, we're going to see if you show up on my tree. How's that?
Okay.
Mimi, question for you. Do you, is Headspeth, that's your maiden name or
Yes,
married?
I'm not married.
Oh, because I have people with that name in the tree who I match.
Okay, now there are that name because of the census takers who were taking it.
Mhm.
It might be spelled Head, Hed. We have all different spellings in this one family that we know we're related.
This
That's
one
good
comes
to
up
know.
HUDSPETH out of
Yes,
Tennessee.
that's what it is. Yes,
Okay.
Do you also have Hedgepeth,
yes,
which is
yes,
Hedge? Okay.
yes, yes.
I think that's a very common name in North Carolina.
Okay.
It seems to be a very in Halifax County, North Carolina. There are a lot of people with that last name.
Huh.
And they have a Facebook group too
Okay.
for descendants of North Carolina. I'll try to get the name of it for next time.
Okay.
Yes, and while you're on that, Iris, we have a Facebook group also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, we have a face under the same terms, Moss Genealogy Research Group
Okay.
on Facebook, and we have a research group for they're doing studies in GEDmatch. We have a separate one in GEDmatch group that different families were trying to put their families together in GEDmatch. We have that they're doing research on.
So is that also a Moss?
Yes, it's in Moss.
It's titled Moss. Okay.
Yeah, Moss Genealogy Research Group. We use the same name, but it's on different platforms. So
Okay. I'll
let's-
write that down.
let's do this now. Can you see my screen? Everyone?
Yeah.
Is it my screen? All right. What do I do to find Mimi? What name do I put in the search? First of all, I'll push search.
Last name probably in the ancestry.
Now, which one, Teresa, do I use the surname,
Surname.
first name?
To find her or to see if
Yeah, to
that
find
name
her
appears
to see if she matches me.
in the first box.
Okay, what do I put in there? What type?
Hedgepeth, HUDSP,
So slow down. What is it?
HUD,
HUD.
S as in
Mhm.
Sam, P as in Paul,
Mhm.
ETH.
HUDSPETH.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct? All right, let's try it. No match for that one. Now, let me put it in another box.
Go back into the surname.
Okay, we'll put it in there.
No, this over here, surname match the second one. Yeah.
Let me put in the surname. Uh-oh.
Oh, Jerry.
Put that same name and put
Double click that middle box to remove that. Okay, delete.
You see all that stuff went in there? then use this name.
Yeah, take it out of there.
Okay. Let me take it out of the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine comes that way.
In your matches she'll show up.
EDSPH, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I take it out of this one.
And you can look up go ahead to see what happens with that. There I am, Mimi the educator.
Oh, you said under a different name though.
So which
No.
one is you?
Oh, no, this one is
So it's
me,
the
Mimi the
second one.
educator.
So that's not how
That's
you
my
would
email
use,
address.
What's that?
That's my email
But
address.
that's you right there.
but that's how we would find you, not the other name you gave me.
Okay,
So look, what do we do?
I know.
Right.
Then you have a common ancestor, Jerry. Click that, please.
Man, I'm getting it. We're working as a team here.
Jerry.
Yes. You women, where's the men at? Larry, come here.
For the common ancestor. Okay.
So it's Henry, Tabor, and Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, Henry Tabor is my dad's cousin. Yeah, that's my dad. That's my grandfather, Charlie Hudspeth, and my dad, Charlie No, that's not right.
Charles Allen Hespeth.
Yeah, that's my dad. And then Armenia New is my grandmother.
Oh yeah, the New family.
Mm-hmm.
You know Joe New?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
Now you know. Mhm.
So there we are.
Oh, cuz.
Hey, cousins.
Let me see your face now. Come on up in here.
Uh-oh, because I was looking at your little family tree and I was really into it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we'll get to that. But that's how we roll. On this format, this is what we do, and we help each other. Like Teresa, Iris, Gracie, Eflin. They all help. They, you see how they push me around to get to an answer. You know, because I'm real patient.
What?
And you
Really,
all
Sherry?
found each
Wow.
other?
Well, you
None
said
of
we
you
push
knew
you
each
around.
other before Ancestry.com?
No,
No.
No.
Nobody? How about
No.
Mega Moss and you?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I
We
had a
all,
lady that I was very, very close to, and she's been gone for a long time, but her name was Moss, Moss, Pauline Moss and Artie Moss. And if, by God, if, okay, I'm gonna leave it like that, man. I can't believe that.
but see, let me just say this: just by your expression, do you see her expression? You know, family. That's what these meetings mean to us. It's invaluable. No, even though you're the emotions that it's bringing out in you, the main thing is we verified our our uh, relationship as cousins and our common ancestors.
Yeah.
Before you came on this meeting an hour ago, I never knew you, did I?
No. No.
There you are.
Amazing.
And you saw that tree, some of those names that were in the tree.
Yeah.
That's in my tree, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, so we family.
Yes, we are.
So, Jerry, can I ask to say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that when they changed our center organs that we don't go below 8, you think that changed a lot of stuff?
I
Because
do.
I remember when I first got on there, that name that Huts, whatever, I remember that name, but now I don't. If I go in there and put it in, it don't show up.
I
I
think
think
it messed up a lot of stuff for us.
Right.
Their algorithm is making us miss a lot of our matches that could lead us to get to that mystery ancestor
Yes.
sometimes.
There was another name.
No, but I'm just following the spirit. No matter how many roadblocks they throw at us, no matter how many obstacles, we are overcomers. We are going to overcome. And I'm not going to take it personally because they're trying to deny the truth because the truth can't be hid.
Exactly. And just the fact that none of us knew each other before, we all got connected with each other because of one person saying, hey, I'm in this group, or hey, I have this match, take a look at this.
Right.
And not everybody who's on Ancestry or MyHeritage or whatever even does that. You know, not everybody cares enough to even discuss this stuff every week like we do.
True.
So it's nice to have a like-minded group of folks.
So Larry, how you been, Larry?
I'm well.
you're sideways with us, but that's okay.
Oh,
Don't
let's
let
see
that,
if
don't let that stop it. Stay that way.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
see,
sent you an email a few weeks ago about a Melvin Moss out of New Hope, Arkansas.
and so you got an email from him?
No, I sent that to you.
Oh, for me to do some research on that?
Oh, I thought you might, it was out of New Hope. He's the father of someone I met in Kalamazoo. I'm meeting my DNA cousins.
Nice.
You know, I met my European DNA cousin, and anyway, it's fascinating. I met someone who is from my grandmother's line in Flint, Michigan, and tracing her family down. I can't put us together, but her grandnephew and her great grandnephew show 98 to like 102 center margins with me. And we share the same common name with my maternal grandmother's name. And it turns out her side of the family were free people of color. It amazed me. I had never seen that shit, like it turns out that okay, it goes back to 1756. An Irishman was born and came to America. I don't know at what time. I just found this out 2 weeks ago. And the first of the line of the Logans that I'm related to is a Ned Logan. And 1840 census, 1820 census. I mean, how many black people are in that? That tripped me out. So anyway, I'm just having fun, doing my thing.
I have a question for you. Thank you, Larry. I have a question for you in a minute. Here comes California, Sacramento. Reparations now, reparations forever. This is Rashawn Reed. He's new to the group. Oh my goodness.
Going? Oh yeah.
I was watching Henry Louis Gates the other day, and he was doing a deal on Viola Davis.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I've
she's
seen
in the Logan family.
Oh yeah,
There were lots of Logans that came up.
Someone that's a different branch as far as I know.
Okay.
I have no tracing.
Yeah.
I know that my people are out of the Virginia area.
Okay.
Hello, Rashawn. Nice seeing you.
Hey, how you doing? My fault. I got caught up in the football games. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, man, we understand that. Hey, Larry, I got a question for you. Could you tell the story about after I first reached out to you and what that seed created, the monster, I mean, the beast that I created, that I helped create. Could you tell that story?
Say that one more time. What? Oh, let me get the remote.
This question is directed toward Larry. So just hold on, Rashawn, okay?
Okay.
He's going to respond. Go ahead, Larry.
No, I was just racking my brain trying to figure out how we're related. And my people are out of mainly Chickasaw and Lee County, Mississippi, and it's led to Crawfordsville, and it's led everywhere.
And how you started traveling, researching.
Oh yeah.
First you weren't that involved in it. Now you're what?
Oh, buddy, at least 2 or 3 trips a year, that I take for genealogy. At least 2 or 3, maybe 4, 5. I don't know. I just get on a plane and do my thing. But I've learned so much, you know, like I've learned that, okay, my maternal side is more colorful. At least 4 extrajudicial killings and 1 documented lynching that I'm related to on that side. And then my paternal side, we had a disappearance. You know, it's fascinating how, okay, one thing I learned from Carolyn Lee, is that her name? The book that she wrote, that, hey, you got to look at the socioeconomics. You know, how did they make a living? And if you will note, I don't know how many in the group have read Warmth Under Different Suns.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you've read that book, you will note that Ida Mae left in 1937 out of Mississippi. That was the same year my dad left out of Mississippi. And if you would check, the cotton crop in 1937, they didn't have another bumper crop like that until 2014, I believe. They were getting like an 1.5 acre yield. So they had money. They moved. Okay. And it's just fascinating to read. And then you have to go into the historical thing. For example, when I was researching the Logan's Inn of this guy, Ned Logan, that I believe to be the brother of my great-great-grandfather, Nelson. Ned was born in 1804, Nelson 1807, but I can't find anything free about Nelson. I know that he was born in Virginia. Anyway, it's like a never-ending thing, you know? Like you keep tracing one thing, you find something else.
Just one final
I
question.
enjoy it.
One final question. Thanks for that information. You mentioned about a family that owns a business up in Detroit, or their names were. You remember you told me a story about one of your family members that.
Well, the Trice Construction in
Yeah,
Chicago
tell me.
is completing the Obama Library, and Stacy Hickman gave the commemoration address this past year at Ole Miss. You
And
know,
that's your family, the Trice, the construction company that is building that library.
buddy, my contact down in Mississippi is the 86-year-old founder of Trice Construction up in Chicago. He started moving his family down 20 or 30 years ago. You know, yeah. One
Oh,
thing I've learned is the Trices, well, they're still on a quarter parcel of land that our grandfather acquired, which is 164 acres. And along County Road 159 in Lee County, Mississippi, you will find over a dozen Trices on both sides of the road. You know,
that's
but
great.
yeah, it's fascinating to go through, and like you all were talking about, the secrets that our parents and grandparents took to the grave with them itself. One of the reasons there is a paper by the president of Okolona Industrial College. You know, that was the school down there. It was founded in 1904. He's resigning. He sends to W.E.B. Du Bois because W.E.B. Du Bois is on the board of directors. And just to realize why, for example, this incident happened in 1925, that a caretaker was killed by this white family name called Anderson. They're big landowners in Chickasaw County. That family line is still down there, and they are notorious for killing niggas. Okay, and one angry white man can like disrupt two colored teams playing baseball in 1924 with 400 or 500 black folks. One angry white man, a call was missed or whatever, runs out on the field and runs all of them home. And he ain't even got a weapon. This is 1924, Chickasaw County, Mississippi, you know. I just find all of this just fascinating.
He can go on and on. Isn't that a blessing to hear some of these stories?
Right.
Thanks, Larry. Thank you so much. Okay, Rashawn, how's things been since you know we talked to you last week? Tell us about it.
It's been going good. I've been doing a lot of research still on the side of the ancestry.com, and I'm finding out more different ancestors and different relatives. And then now I'm going to try to tie in a second a type of a group to help advance this program to appear to a lot of people in my peer group and people younger, and to get people around me more aware of tracking down their ancestors and their genealogy.
Great.
He's in Sacramento, California. I have a question for you. How politically connected are the African Americans in Sacramento?
It's like they're everywhere. None at all. They just only the gatekeepers for the white man.
Like that, huh?
Yeah. So
It's the
that's why I'm
state.
here. I'm trying to.
It's the state capital.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here. I'm trying to bring the real men around. That's not really that they can be bought. It ain't here to, you know, we ain't here to be bought, and we ain't compromising our manhood, because a lot of the men here bow down to women. I'm just no disrespect to the women on here, but a lot of the men here are they bow down and they real tender with it. So I'm trying to bring back a little more masculinity, where, you know, a little more alphaness here, with men is standing up for their rights and being leaders, and trying to get rid of all that corrupt gatekeeping, because a lot of the black men I see in some of the positions, they gatekeep and take and look the other way when they seen a lot of stuff going on. So, like, you know, that's from what I'm seeing.
So you're speaking truth to power.
Yeah.
You know, I did too. Yesterday, for an example, not to it 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 annoyed me. I worked on a project for a year and a half, and we just completed this project, a $79 million project. San Diego Southeastern Live Well Center in San Diego. It's a multi-faceted community health service, social services, probation, and for the community, major project. And they had an open house yesterday, and I went to the open house and I looked at some of the pictures that they had on the walls that are going to be there for, you know, for the duration. And a lot of us who actually were on the job site and did the work weren't depicted. You know, some of the people I know, because I was there the whole time, because we do construction management and I'm managing construction, and we just weren't adequately represented. So I'm asking you all, before I do like Rashawn, he said, how do I address the county or my partner and say, no, this isn't right. You know, we need to be acknowledged too. These people who work, these black workers who worked on this project, need to be acknowledged too. When you walk into that social services center, county county major Taj Mahal, they need to see us on them walls too. How do I deal with that?
Jerry, I
Hey,
think you should be very direct and straight to the point and explain to them the historical significance of what you've done and that you want the future generations to be able to see that and realize that and for that not to be forgotten.
Thank you. Thank you
And
so
that's
much
what
for
I
saying
was
that.
speaking of before, Jerry, that our ancestors don't get recognized for their
Or
contribution. So we
right.
have to speak up.
No, if you
Yes.
look at 1,800 pictures, like if say I'm in Sacramento, so if I'm walk past a Wells Fargo's building, they are like every black, white. I don't see not one black picture. It's like the black people don't exist in a lot of the certain pictures back in the black and white
Right.
pictures. You don't see not none and none of the
Right.
nothing, So I'm like, man,
Where were we at?
No,
yeah, like where was we at when y'all was taking? Was we the one taking the picture? Or?
thank you, Iris.
Yeah.
And when I mentioned it to my to my partner Window, he said, "Well, the county must have made a decision. You know how they are. They might have made a decision what pictures go up and what pictures
Nope.
don't."
Not acceptable. Not in
No,
2023.
no, don't lay down on that one.
No.
Mm-mm.
And I just think if you are straightforward and to the point, there's nothing that they can come back and say that would be acceptable, that wouldn't sound racist.
Right.
But I
Because
also
how
want
can you explain it?
And you might be opening doors
my
to the
fault for
next
cutting
person.
you off. But I want to be able to address the issue on how they trying to take and make all of us African American. They're trying to push it away from the American Indians or our black ancestors or our brown ancestors. Because like when you look at my skin, I know I look real brown or dark skinned, but when you look at it real close, you'll see it's like a reddish hue to it. So like, and it's been like that when I was young, all growing up, it had like a little certain reddish hue to my. So we kind of like the original red man, but they don't give us our credit. So I want more education on the tobacco Indians or the American Indians and how they originally colorly looked. It wasn't the ones that looked like the like Chinese with that long pretty hair. It was looked like me, and it was brown. So I want like more history because they keep trying to push us over to Africa.
Right.
They don't want us to learn about our Indian history over here where we at. So I want that understand that in schools where they kind of push out even our history way before slavery. That's all they want us to believe in school that Christopher Columbus did this and George Washington chopped down a cherry tree and I will not tell a lie at the cherry tree and Abraham Lincoln this, that. It's like, come on now, we're about our history before that. I want our youth to learn about our history before the slavery stuff too, and they're erasing that and erasing our American Indian heritage. And we was here before them pilgrims and them came.
I think it's really
Mimi, hold it. Hold it for a minute. Mimi.
I just have another meeting to go to.
Okay.
So I'm just glad that I was on here to meet all of you all, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Hey, thank you, cousin.
Of course, cuz.
All right, cousin.
Yeah.
See you later, cousin.
Bye, cousins. Love y'all.
Love
Bye.
you too. Bye.
Oh, goodness.
Well, again, Rashawn, we're gonna deal with that. When we get our DNA, when we put everything in wrap it around with facts, DNA facts, and then we can go from there.
Have you
And
ever watched Hidden Colors? Rashawn, have you ever watched Hidden Colors?
Hidden Color, yeah, I watch all of that. Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, Dr. Adam Vinzera, Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Joseph Ben Johannan, all of that. I know all of that. Dr. Delbert Blair, Dr. Phil Valentine, all of them. I watch every Brother Sanchez, everything.
Okay.
And one final question, like Iris, because you responded, and Larry, I'm sure you've experienced it, and you too, Rashad. I just want to bring these to you. Um, Definitely give me your
I,
perspective. Do I
I was
do I go
sorry, go ahead.
do I go with or through my partner? I go through him first and have him push forward, or I have a direct line to these county individuals, the prime contractors. But the decision is gonna have to be made from the county level ultimately.
I would say that if you can get your partner on board, go together. But if you can't, don't wait for him or her,
Yeah.
whoever your partner is.
Okay. That
Yeah.
that gives me good direction, because when the spirit moves you to take action, and if you don't, it just claws at you. And
Yes.
we know discrimination when we see it. Now look, I went yesterday and walked through the whole building, and I was there to see it all being built. And I've seen some guys who they laid down. It's dangerous construction. It's dangerous. Now I was doing construction management. I'm not the things that they were doing. I managed the construction, but to see how they worked and the loyalty that they had, and not to be recognized. I mean that 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 got me going, and so I have to speak truth to power, and I appreciate that I was able to vet with you all before I be a little bit more diplomatic, but still persistent.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, are a lot of the people that worked on this project Hispanic people?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
that's the majority of in construction in
right,
California.
exactly.
Those are the workers. Yeah.
That's my point. And a lot of those people, they're
And
called
and and, and a
they're
lot of
called
excuse me, a lot of them are sort of they're not they're illegal.
right. So they're undocumented
Yeah.
without papers. So one of the things that has been bothering me a lot about this push to keep Mexicans, Latinos, whatever, out of this country is really a push to keep people who have indigenous heritage out of this country, right? Because if you look at them, most of the people that are coming from south of our artificial border are indigenous people. You can see it in their face, you can see it in their skin tone, and that's a whole other issue, I think, that colonization has created for the people that were here before the English Anglo colonizers came.
What's your definition of indigenous?
To me, indigenous is people that were here before the Spaniards came
What
and
about
the
you,
Anglos
Rashawn?
came.
What about you, Rashawn?
And what she meaning is the native. Native mean that's your native land. You was here before they came. Indigenous are the people who came and kind of like that is a different nationality, became and adopted the land. But that's my definition of it. But native mean I'm a native to this land. I've been here all my life. Everybody from here, we're native to this. And indigenous is someone that's foreign but come there and adapt the land and the customs and kind of claim it. I kind of thought. Right, wrong, or no? I don't know. Because some people associate indigenous with people of color or if you're of color, but that's not what it is. A person who is native to the land, I mean, that's their native land. That's where they're rich, That's what I thought kind of that meant.
Well, ancestry changed from native to indigenous.
Huh?
Ancestry, when I first went on, it said, whatever percent native down is indigenous. So they changed that. native to indigenous.
I have one other topic I want to bounce off with you. I believe, Rashawn, one of the ways that we're going to be able to present our case to the public is to identify our common ground. We just did an exercise where we found a common ancestor. And the same thing with our ethnicity. When we do our ethnicity and ancestry, it comes up with all these different ethnicities. And with ancestry, we have connections that are white people, that are DNA matches. And as the eagle flies, they don't think that they related to us, but DNA says that they are.
Right.
And I believe that it's important for us to communicate with them, build a relationship with them, and we're going to need their support in order for anything, in order for this reparations to be approved. And so it's not no us and them. We have to approach it as we're going to have to sell the truth and let them know. And when they know, then they'll be with us. An example is I had DNA matches that were white that didn't believe it. And then what I did is I connected them with this genealogy GED match, and it proved it. And we had to go a couple other steps. And now they know that they're my relatives, and I built a relationship with them. So then if a proposal comes up for them to vote on, now most likely they're going to vote for reparations. How does that concept sound? Is that thinking, is that thinking positive?
Yeah, that is. And also I made a joke, but I was saying like do you agree that inside of because when you get to looking into the 1800s and you get to seeing that maybe one of your grandmothers or grandma, somebody was could have got raped or could have got we could be you got basically a white slave owner could have a white slave owner great grandfather in your maybe possibly, right? Do you agree that some of us may have that?
Of course.
Oh, definitely. No
ancestor.
question.
Of course.
So right. So I may have, I think I say a slave owner white great grandfather, and I'm saying is they made good money off that cotton field, whatever they had, sugar, whatever they had, my grandma, whatever they were doing. And since that's my grandfather, I want in on that inheritance too. Damn it, that's my
Right.
white grandfather. Where mine at on my inheritance? Damn it.
Right.
I'm old down. I'm in the bloodline too. So I want to be able to help, start
Give
tracking
it up,
down some of
give
that.
it up.
Yeah, I could be related to the Rockefellers or something. Well, I want some of that money too, grandfather and them.
Well, we're on the right path, and what the message that I want to share with you, everyone, is that it is political, but I believe that we can approach our strength is the truth, is its DNA. And when we present our case, that's what I've done this last year when I go make presentations or when I go in front of the different groups. I concentrate on DNA, individuals building their family, find their family history, so that when it's time to present that information, our family will have their records together, whether there's reparations or not. But it's important for us to build our family, reconstruct our family. We're still reconstructing our family. The folks did it. It took 12 years, 1860 to 1877. us black people, we're still reconstructing our family. That's my goal, is to reconstruct my family. And this is the most powerful tool that I found to reconstruct my family. DNA.
Like, you want to know something? Like, I kind of feel some kind of way on how, every day, like, I mean, I wake up with a chip on my shoulder. It's not necessarily the people's fault, but it's like, I look at other races and see how they have it and say, like, hypothetically speaking, like, I'm buying this big building from the Chinese. And so say when I came in there, they showed me how when the building was first built, how who had it, or how they got it from their ancestor. Here was he was the Chinese, and his last name was the Louis. So then they broke off into the Fongs and the Quangs, and they all together, but they all one family from the Louis. But I go up in one of they old thing, and they got their history all the way back, all the way. It ain't broken, and it's family, this, that, unbroken. They can trace themselves all the way back. And I'm like, man, that makes me feel some kind of way, because mine stopped at a certain point where I'm talking to my grandmother, um, say hypothetically speaking, one of the great grandfathers that come off the slave boat, his last name got changed to a certain name, and then like say, it seemed like damn near all one of my great grandfathers killed him a white man. So say like for instance, my grandmother's father, his first wife, I guess he caught her cheating with a white man, and he killed the white man and fled from Mississippi to Arkansas. And then he changed his last name from Hervey to Collins. So then like that, so it's like the last name's been getting changed, and then off the slaves, this ship is this, and then that name, then my one grandmother's name was changed to this. It's like they've been, you don't even know, our black people are, like, say, especially like if my one other grandfather created my mother, he cheated on his wife with my grandmother and got my grandmother pregnant and had my mama. He didn't claim my mama because he cheated on his wife. So that last name, we don't even get. I'm not a part of it. So it's like you don't know when you black from the slave, you don't even know who all your family or where it started, because the name didn't get changed. And this grandfather killed one of them. My other grandfather, my mama's side, killed the white man down in Georgia and slid up to Akron. I mean, and they changed their name. They be changing their names from killing back then too. So it's hard to track down your history when you black.
Hey, my family, did you hear these stories that Larry and Rashid are what they're telling us? Do you hear these stories? They're pretty
Yeah, and it's like
they're
they
pretty
was
graphic,
plotting.
aren't they?
See, down in Georgia, they was plotting to take my grandfather's land, and he might have had a family member too in on it, but it was a white man. He killed him, slid up here, and they took some of the land down there. Now there's a courthouse built on that land, and the library built on that land that they took from my great grandfather. So I'm like, I want in on that, y'all. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff, that be going on, that ain't fair. But like, yeah, a lot of the names are getting changed, and like, so when I'm talking to my grandmother, she telling me her father's mother was Hannah Collins, and she was Indian. So, then that mean her mother was Indian. So I was talking to my child's mother the other day, my youngest daughter. They was trying to do some genealogy stuff in class. And he was saying, since you are African American, your ancestors come from Africa. Here, just pick any spot over in Africa and just use it. And then my daughter, real intelligent. He said, I'm not from Africa. I'm from over here. My mom was born over here. My grandmother's mother was born over here. And they was born over here. And I was born, we from over here. So that got a lot of sense that we got to try to I'm trying to get understood, because they had tried to say the Ku Klux Klan. I ain't saying this is factual. Don't quote me. But they say the Ku Klux Klan was one of the agencies that was sponsoring Marcus Garvey. They was putting money to Marcus Garvey's funds, and you can look it up, because there was an agenda that's saying, oh, let these brown skinned or black people think they're not from here, because we want this land as the whites. tell them they from Africa and take y'all's asses back to Africa. So anybody that's sponsoring, take y'all back and get all the blacks back to Africa, we with it. And that's what the Ku Klux Klan want to fund, because they don't want you to get your inheritance and your true land. Because a lot of us we wasn't born over no Africa. We was born over here. My mama was born over here. Her mama and her mom. So we, don't try to fool me and tell me I'm African American. I'm from Africa and I'm from over here.
Rashawn, what is the origins of your passion?
Origin, what you mean? I love Africans American, African history and the Indian. But I'm just saying right now, I want to know, I want our true our identity being told, because everyone has an identity. They can be called a Nigerian, a Nairobian, this or that. We call just either a Negro or no, we're the American Indian, us Black. And I want our name and our identity being are rightfully taken in the rightful place, because everyone has an identity except us. They just call us Black or African. No, everyone is named after the land they're from. We are what they call the American Indian. That's where all my ancestors born. Like a person that's born out of Yugoslavia is a Yugoslavian. No, we are the American. Call me what I am. I'm not the African or the such and such. So we want our identity back. There ain't nothing wrong with knowing about your roots. I ain't say I didn't have a slave great grandfather come from over Africa over here, but say for instance, if you come from so say if I'm from Texas and I go to Atlanta.
Excuse me, Rashad. I'm gonna have to interrupt you. I have a couple other topics I want to go over. Thank you for those comments. I have a couple other questions that I want to ask as we go forward, but there will be a format to go deeper. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Iris, can you hear me, Iris? Are you still
I'm
mobile, or have you gotten to a place where you're staying? Iris, what I want to get out of you when you can have it, could you give me your GED match number so we can do a comparison when you're at a location? If not now, we'll do it at another time. Teresa, do you have Iris's GED match number? Or does she have one? You know?
Oh, I'll look. Let me check.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My JED match kit number is A059898.
A059898.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna share my screen and let's take a look at that.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see my JED match homepage?
Yes.
Okay, let's go down here. This is my JED kit number right over here. It's FE9687385. For any of those who want it, there it is. And what I want to do is over here it says people who match both kits 1 and 2. I'm gonna click on that. And can you see where people who match both kits 1 and 2? Can y'all see that on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the first one. It's mine. And in this one, I'm gonna add yours. It's A0, right?
Yes.
You have A
059
5 898, right?
5-8.
Oh,
Yes.
she said 98. What is it?
So it's A059898.
Manny.
Yeah, okay, I got it right there. Here we go. Let's push the connect on there. And anybody, the largest segment 10, this is defaulted at that. So let's display the results. Bingo. See what we got here.
I didn't match nobody. Hmm.
None.
None.
You did the 1, 2. Okay, I think there must be something wrong because when I do it on my end, there are quite a few people.
All right, so what number? Okay, which one did you do it on?
I did
The ones who match.
one or both of kits, A059898 and FE9687385.
Could you share your screen, please?
Sure, let me sign in. Give me 1 second because I've got the call on my phone. Let me get on my
Okay,
computer.
no, okay. Why?
Just give me 1 second.
Which one did you put? Did you put let me see.
I'm gonna hang up my phone now.
Okay, you're in.
Recording in progress.
Rashawn, this is how we compare kits. There's another platform that we use to see how we're connected. My number, kit number and ancestry, her number and ancestry, and then there's another database. And then we can see how we're related to other people. That's what we're doing. See, these are some of the tools that we use to connect each other.
Give me 1 second to
Right
move
ahead.
out of the way.
So do I have a number in mind?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you're not on you're not in this, you don't have an ancestry kit yet.
Oh, okay.
So once you have one, then you can then we can do yours.
So
All right.
can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
So there they are. There's
Do you recognize anyone?
this, this, look at that. There's Obama. But we have quite a few. Let's go to the top one, please. Just take a look at it. Right there. All right. So this one person, mine, they share 40. And that's 4 generations away from me. And that person is like 7 generations away from you.
Other way around.
What is it?
This is mine. So they're 4 generations away from me and
That's
further
right.
away. Yes. So let's see if there's anybody that is closer to you than to me. Well, there's Felicia Blunt. That's pretty equal between the two of us.
Uh-huh.
GF Mosley is the email. Let's see who else. Donisha P.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Robert Smith. Sheila Arrington. Looks like it's closer to you.
Well, I wanted to do this because we had talked earlier about the Caldwell County.
Right. And that's something I wanted to show you. Let's see.
Thanks for sharing that JED match.
Okay.
Now, a question: what, by seeing that comparison, what does that say? I mean, what's a summary of we're having that many people that share our DNA? What is the summary of that?
That there must be a common ancestor somewhere. Probably someone born in the 1700s, maybe late 1700s, early 1800s.
Yes.
Okay, so I just put in Moss this is cousin Dan's DNA. Dan was born in Caldwell County. I want to see if you recognize any of these Moss matches.
Not
Oh.
not by their names. John Moss, and John Moss is a pretty prevalent name.
Let's look at the tree. And it looks like Ancestry is overtaxed right now. Like they have been for the past 2 weeks.
But was that Teresa? Or was it you? It was you or Teresa in our last meeting that said that not many people are signing up for it, and so now they're having a promotion for having DNA for pets.
Dogs.
Okay, so what is this one? This is your family right here.
This is cousin Dan's family.
Oh, okay. So let me see. Go up to the top again.
So I put in Ellis because that was the last name you mentioned
No,
earlier.
Ellison.
Oh, Ellis.
Ellison. Ellison, yeah.
Let's see if it comes up with anything. It's been super slow. I think it's probably because they've done an update and maybe they're not finished with the update.
And it's on a Sunday afternoon and evening.
Right. So everyone's on. Let's try to refresh this. Really?
Well, when things die down, check, check him. Huh? These are the Ellisons?
Yes.
Okay, for him, huh? He has it in history.
Yes. Do you want to try I guess I'm just gonna have to be patient.
Yeah, we used to the program really kicking out information. But thanks for that presentation. You can stop sharing.
Okay.
So we accomplished a few things, today, and just our mere presence is really awesome. Do we have any closing comments from Eflin, Rashad, Iris, and Teresa?
I just say I'm happy to be involved in this group today. A lot of informative info. Thank you all.
What information sort of stood out with you?
But, well, when y'all was talking about the Texas thing, then I went in and put that particular place in and found out I had like 5 or 6 people that I matched with. One was 4th cousin, the other was 5th, 8th. So that was
under what surnames?
I went under the Texas that y'all was talking about.
Lockhart?
I got a Payne, a Jackson, a Lemon, a Thomas, and I don't know who this girl is, Laura girl. But yeah, they had people from there.
Well, make sure between now and then, make sure you and I get together so I can get this address together, and you and I can come up with a plan for getting the kit out this week. Okay.
All right. Appreciate. Love you.
Okay. Rashawn, thank you. Love you too. Closing comments, Rashawn.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I appreciate linking up with a bunch of beautiful people and sharing information and getting knowledge and trying to be with like-minded people, because like they were saying, it's so rare to come across people that want to track down their ancestors, that they're giving out kits for the animals, but but we want to change that a little bit and get people on the same accord, especially African Americans. And we, because you never know, we might be, they say we are distant cousins. So with like what Iris just did on there, you never, we all might be cousins, you never know. So I
Right.
want at least try to find that out, so.
That's one thing that, we wanted to share with you, the tools that we use. Do you see how we have these different tools and how we can find out if we're related or not, and who we have shared cousins with. And remember, in ancestry, they give themselves leeway. They don't distinguish uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews. They just use the term cousin.
Right.
So it's up to us to use discernment and do research to determine if this person is one of the other descriptions of a relative besides a cousin. That's what we're able to do through this format. Teresa?
Yes, everything was good. Larry, continue traveling, because I would like to learn more about what you're finding and who you're connecting with. And just a question: the cousins from England, did you actually meet that person in person? Did you meet them in person as well?
Oh, she wasn't from England. She's, she's a white lady, but I met her up in Bowling Green, Michigan. She is actually from Texas.
Okay.
And hey, I just like to say, Rashad's family history, it ain't unique. Okay. That was commonplace. Another thing, amalgamation. I really didn't realize how prevalent it was. Like this European ancestor I met, her great grandfather not only had a white family, he had a black family. And my great maternal great grandmother was part of his black family. But they have that in modern times down in Mississippi. I'm talking about a 90-year-old cousin. Okay. Well, her second husband inherited 100 acres from his white grandfather. I mean, yeah, these white folks gave us a bill of bullcrap, Anyway, I'm going to shut up.
Iris, and then Larry. Closing comments, please.
Me?
Can you hear me,
Iris.
Jerry?
Yeah, Iris first, yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I opened a window to something and it's got music in the background. See if I can turn it off.
We didn't hear much from Gracie.
You will.
I don't know how to make it stop.
That's okay.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I transferred a couple of kits from 23andMe over to MyHeritage, and the results are finally in. So they send you a video telling you what your ethnic results are, and that's what that music was in the background. So I want to say thank you, Jerry, for hosting. This was a good meeting. I'm glad to meet the new people that came on, and very excited to hear your stories, and encourage you to keep going. It's fun. It may not go as quickly as you like, but it's definitely worth it to invest the time in doing genealogy and DNA studies.
Well, thanks for your information that you shared with us, and your participation is very much appreciated. Larry, closing comments, please.
Hey, it's always good to be to talk genealogy, period. You know, I belong to another genealogy group, and basically, I think you have to do some reading. I'm going to suggest a book by Edward Baptist called The Half Has Not Been Told. I actually believe you can get it, an audio book on YouTube. There are so many fascinating things that were done in pursuit of capitalism, the almighty dollar. That's really what slavery was about.
Right. Mhm.
Thank you.
Said the half that has not been told, Larry?
Yeah.
And you mentioned about books. Gracie, will you be able to have a closing comment, Gracie?
I think she went to take her dog out, Jerry.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I'll follow up on that, Larry. Thank you for your stories. It was very informative. Here's a book. It's called The Rhythm Boys of Omaha Central. And this talks about the plight that the high school team that I was on, member of, we were playing for a successful high school basketball team, and George Wallace came into our city campaigning, and 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 before we were to go to state, and a big race riot started. And this talks about our our journey in our community, the Rhythm Boys of Omaha Central, and I'm one of the players. And we went to state, but instead of playing a few blocks away at the city auditorium, we had to be moved down to Lincoln, Nebraska, to play because of the unrest and the upheaval that happened. And it's an interesting story about how integration and how we as a community, how we had to pull together, and as a team, we had to deal with a lot of politics and discrimination, but we still overcame. The Rhythm Boys of Omaha Central. So with that, I'll close, and I just really appreciate you all taking the time out.
Did you have someone else that needed to say something?
She's out taking the dog for a walk.
No, but what about Megan Mouse?
She was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Evelyn. Tell her I'm Evelyn. You know.
Tell her again. Okay, Evelyn, from what you've heard, give us a few more. Since we can't see you, give us another closing comment.
Oh, I don't have. I don't say much.
Well, tell them how you and I are related.
Well, actually, I matched with Diane. I love her, and she told me, "Well, I'm gonna hook you up with Jerry." So when Jerry heard about me, he did my kid match number and found out that Vernell's were our matches, our common. So that's how me and Jerry come about. And that's how I come on this meeting. Yeah. Short and sweet.
He lives in Jefferson, Missouri.
Lexington.
And in my seasoned age now, I do take time to talk to people on the phone and just call them and see how they're doing. If you're not going through a storm, you're going to go through one. And
right.
It's good to hear a voice, and gives me comfort. Father God wants us to look out for one another, give comfort and also give encouragement.
Now, since I met Jerry, I've had neck surgery, leg surgery, stress. I lost my son.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I appreciate when Jerry did call to see how I was doing. I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you more. So everyone, let's stay focused and let's not get distracted and continue to prepare for the blessing because the harvest is near, and we just have to be ready for it.
Right. And Jerry, don't drop the ball on them people.
Oh,
My
I'm gonna
God.
do it in a diplomatic way.
Well, you know, you have to put it in the paper. Keep paging because I've been trying to, you know, we had the military academy here. Mostly all my grandparents worked at this academy. Well, they told me they're gonna put a plaque because they got this plaque with other people on it. Well, they told me, yeah, we're gonna do this plaque for the black people that worked at this academy. They haven't done it yet, so I'll be on it. I'm not gonna drop the ball on that one either.
So again, just so I can hear it clearly,
Well, the military academy.
So you tell me, you encourage me not to do what or to
No,
do.
I'm telling you, don't drop the ball because I'm not dropping the ball in this situation. About my grandparents and all them working at that academy from start, from beginning.
Oh, I just want to be clear on that. Yes,
No, I'm not telling you, that's not me. I'm a fighter.
but do you understand? My, you don't get recognized, and it's not for me because I'm recognized. God's going is blessing me, but there's some people who don't have a voice. They don't have
Right,
they don't have the anointment, and it's important for me to share and to
right,
step forward in a in a form that you get results.
right.
And I'm ready for the test. I'm ready for the battle. I have the whole armor of God on me.
Yes,
So I'm just thankful that I am. And you know, it's a daily battle.
yes,
And I also have fun. Don't forget that.
yes.
Peace.
Yeah, you're your boss.
Yeah. Here comes Gracie. Hey, we get a chance to get this. Hi, Gracie.
Hi.
How was the
Hi.
walk?
It's okay. It's cold out.
Woo. We were having closing comments. We want to make sure that we hear from you.
Mhm.
Oh, huh, really? Um, I don't have much to say. I heard a little bit, not a lot, 'cause I was moving around. But it's good to hear what others have done, and um, I've done a little with Teresa the other night, which I learned a lot. And I'm willing to do some more research on my own, but I have felt sick past couple of days, so I haven't been doing much. But those who know my history knows that in and out. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. But I it's so interesting. What everybody has learned, what everyone is doing. And I want to get that far. I know it takes time, takes a while, but I want to be encouraged to do the best I can do with what I already have. You understand? Did you hear me?
Well, we hope you get
Yep.
better.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get better also. They put me back up on top of the transplant list. So hopefully they'll call me back again, and this time it'll work out. I pray. Yeah,
So we'll
so
pray with you.
thank you. But yes, I that's all I have for now. But God bless you all, and I enjoy being on here with you all and
Me too.
learning.
Me too.
Well, you're beautiful, cuz, and thank you for your participation.
Thank you. You know I'm gonna come on anyway because I'm nosy. I want to hear everybody.
Okay, everyone. Hey, it's really been a blessing. So enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. I don't see my bye thing. Went off.
AC,
Huh? You still there?
yeah, how far did you walk Dino?
Not far. I don't know where I'm at on this thing. I see nothing. But
I see you.
you do?
Yeah.
What in the world? Wait a minute. I don't see. All I see is
Okay,
Zoom.
just answer the question. Just step back. Sit back and
Um,
just
no,
relax.
I walked in out front. I didn't really walk in as far as I usually walk in because my knee is bothering me again.
Yeah.
So when I was at church today, the lady had opened up the cabinet door and I didn't see it, and I walked right into it, and that brought back more pain. So I didn't walk in too far. I just walked in out front, and I came back in because it's cold. I didn't expect for it to be cold already.
Yeah, down there in Florida, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. I was like, oh no. But anyway, yeah, there you go. You see me?
Of course.
Yeah, I have to be playing around on this laptop. It's not mine, so I don't know.
You're doing a
So
great job. You're doing a great job.
yeah, there you go, right there. But yeah, I'm glad it's just you on here. I I'm not being mean or anything, but it just man, it's just that guy. A lot of the stuff he be saying, I know we're not born in Africa, and I know I was born here. I know I wasn't born here. I was born in Alabama, but still I was born. But I always have called myself like African American. Always have. And I never thought anything of it. But he made such a fuss about it, and I'm just like totally confused. It's what's the problem here? I don't know.
The, the,
Um,
the
am
key,
I am I saying it wrong or
no,
something?
no, that's everybody has an opinion, but you don't have to be confused by what somebody else says. You have to be
Mhm.
strong in your convictions, and
Yeah,
and we have to be open for other comments.
right,
That's, that,
right, right.
that's what makes
Yeah,
us unique.
yeah.
And
You're right. That's true. Also, I'm just different. I don't believe in all the profanity. I just don't curse at all.
again,
Um,
again, cuz
I
you,
know, I know.
you rolling, you know what, we are who we are, and
Yes,
this is a format that we can communicate with each other,
you're right.
and it is emotional. I'm not
Yeah,
making. I just want us to find a common ground. everybody's not gonna agree, and
Right.
everybody, and as you see over the period of time, we're getting different people participating,
Right. That's true. Yeah.
and there's a way.
But they have something to come with.
Yes.
I don't.
Oh, now let me tell you what that is. That's we have to change that thinking. Your mere presence is a blessing to us. So that's you're gonna have to change that thinking and be more
Yeah, I know. I know.
positive about yourself. I can't
Right.
control that, but I can sure encourage you.
Yes.
And hopefully over the period of time, you're being more confident. God has you. God created wonders, and you're one of his wonders.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
don't compare yourself with others. Compare yourself to yourself. Look
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror. As long as you feel good about who you are, and
Hmm.
you go with who you are, and we're
That's
all
true.
individuals. You see how we
That's
roll?
true. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
We roll. You
Sure
know,
do. Yeah.
and I just want you to know, come on up, and we go down, we go up, we're steady. I just want to give you some encouragement. Hey, there's enough people
You
talking.
always do anyway.
Yeah, yeah, stay confident. People don't need to know. People don't what they don't need to know. Don't know. Don't tell them. Understand?
Right. That's true.
And then it ain't what they know. It's what we tell them, and it's what we give them. You
Yes.
understand?
Uh-huh.
So just be strong. Put our faith in God, and He'll guide our
Yeah,
path.
my faith is always in God.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you.
I don't think I would have made it this far if it wasn't.
Right. And another thing, I'm good that you're seeing the different people who are joining our meetings. They have different opinions,
Right.
and
Sure.
sure, I don't have to agree, but I'd rather have people that join that have an opinion than those who don't.
Mm-hmm.
But we're focusing on DNA
Right. Right.
now.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So I just do my best to keep it flowing. But
Yes.
we want a participation. We want to hear our voices. Because look, he stirred up something in you, didn't he?
Yes, you
You know
sure
what that
did.
is? That's the Holy Spirit. You're
Yeah.
a battler. See, you battle. You battle.
I mean, I'm not racist, period. I'm not racist because if I got mixed grandkids, I can't be racist. But I don't know. You're right. It's the spirit working in me. It is.
It
Because
is.
I was like baffled. I was like, where is he going with this? What is he talking about? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. But
Well, again, uh, what has it meant for us to, take a little bit more time and for me to listen at uh, your view and your, your comments on the topic? What has it meant for me to stay here a little longer with
you can. I have nothing to do.
you?
Go
No,
to bed.
I have. I'm getting ready to shut it down, but I said, what has
Oh,
it meant for me to be as long as I mean, this closing comments that we've had.
I didn't hear all of them. I only heard you. One other person. I don't know who it was. Was it Teresa or who? I don't know who it was.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel, uh, do you feel, how do you feel now after discussing
This with you?
Yes.
A lot better than what I was feeling, because I was thinking beforehand, should I even come back on, or could I just talk to you privately? I I did, but after you just talked with me about it, and you're right, people have their own opinions and different ways of doing things. So it's best if I just listen and pick up what I can pick up from others. You know, that's what I think I should do.
And you don't have to believe it.
I know, I know. But for some reason I was kind of believing it, but it was, I don't know. I don't know. It just was
Okay.
like,
Hey,
we need to shut up and let somebody else talk. Shut up.
hey, I see that fire in you, and that's a blessing. You keep that fire, keep that smile, and you're gonna have an awesome week. You can call me if you need to, and I'll stay in
Okay.
touch with you.
Okay. All right, cuz. Love you.
Okay, I love you more.
All right.
09, October 15th, 2023. We had an informative meeting. A lot of stories, conducted some research, and we're moving forward. It's all good. It's all God. Peace. Before I go, I want to share something with you. What my cousin Elizabeth made for me. Her and her sister Shirley. Isn't that beautiful? Lost genealogy, DNA family, CM True Lines, Jed Match, and there's a picture of one of our meetings, some of the people. You look at the that stitch work and have the different countries in Africa. And look at that. There's no new roots. It's all good. It's all God. That's awesome. I treasure that. I really do. Peace. Thanks, Shirley and Elizabeth. I it's I really appreciate that.